Hello everyone, it's Laura Jane. Thank you for stopping in today. I wanted to show how easy it is to duplicate these cards using the mixed media inks. So this first card I'm going to make is featuring the Mighty Corners stencil from the Geometry and Nature bundle from Altenew. And this is the new ink blending tool from Altenew. I don't know if you have seen this before, but it's super soft and most excellent for blending all kinds of inks. Let's get started. So I'm just rolling out my stamping mat. As you can see with this Mighty Corner stencil, you can feed the card front in between those different layers of corners. I thought it was really cool. You can just alternate, so you can make any size corners you wish. So I'm taking first the Frosty Pink mixed media ink, and I'm gently inking on a layer of color here. Now I don't like to mess with adding glue or the pixie dust or anything on my corners, so I just hold those little bits of that stencil down with my hands and no problem. So moving on with the Coral Berry. I wanted the lower part of this card to be darker, so there's kind of a little bit of an ombre look, and just trying to get a even bit of color here and grabbing some of the ink that is on the stencil itself and moving it to the paper. So I'm going to remove the tape here, take a look at what I've got. See, nice and sharp. Then I'm going to feed that through one more time. Actually just place it on top so that I can have a varied look to those corners with the lines. Now I'm using the Ruby Red, inking that up. Sometimes I like to do a little twisty motion with that ink blending tool, and then other times I just whisk it up on with the lines of the stencil. And then the final color here is the Grapevine. And there you go. Nice little varied look. I have some white stripes, some light pink stripes, and then some deeper red. And now, because I always like to get a second card here with my stencils, taking the stencil that has the mixed media ink on it and just some clear water that I'm spritzing from a bottle. Giving a nice spritz, turn it over and place it on a clean card front, and pressing the stencil down. That way that ink is not wasted, and a second card can be created with that. Yeah, I love how that looks. Now this was just plain Nina White cardstock, so it is kind of curling up on it. Since I didn't use too much water, I didn't feel like I needed to use watercolor paper, but you could, if you wish, you could do so. Now I felt like there was still some more color on that stencil that could be used, so I took my stamp chamois, which is just what I use to clean my stamps, and it's slightly damp, and I'm just kind of dabbing the color from the stencil and moving it onto that card front, just so that I'm using up some more of the color. I think it adds a cool mixed media messy look. And I allow that to dry. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to add the second stencil on that. Now the second stencil is called Leaf Bed Stencil, and this probably my favorite stencil in this bundle, just because of the leaves. I love the flow of the leaves. So this is the ruby red ink, and I'm just really wanting to focus 3 kind of circles of color. As you can see, I'm doing that little twisty motion, doing my best not to let that stencil move around. Trying to create a triangle of that deeper red color. So here's that second circle here. And then we'll do one more at the top right hand corner. Super, super easy. Okay, and finish that card. Oh, looks like I've got some black splatter there. I used the rose filament die, just cut from white cardstock, and added the mix and match mariposa for the butterfly, and then the sentiment comes from the Crystal Frames stamp set. And then the sentiment for this one with the mighty corners is from the Heart Flowers stamp set. Just kept that one really super simple. And there you are. Thank you so much for joining me today. As I said, this is part of the Geometry and Nature blog hop at Altenew. I'll have the direct link down in the description box below. We'll see you next time. Bye.